Nairobi National Park is Kenya's oldest reserve, the only park in the world within a spitting distance of a city. Just 7 kilometers from the central business district, it's home to hundreds of wildlife species. And it's now also set to host a section of the standard gauge railway, Phase 2A, the Nairobi to Naivasha line. Initially, there were concerns about the effects the construction would have on the animals and on the environment. But authorities say they've put measures in place to mitigate against any permanent damage.
Even lighting has to be designed in a certain manner. And then in the quiet of the night, they would have to be stopped from accessing that particular area. So that's why the fencing becomes necessary. So yes, those are the impacts. They will not, the wildlife will not access directly. It will be disturbed by the noises, it will be disturbed by the lighting that will be done in that particular area. Those would be the impacts during construction. And then once the construction is done and it's quiet, they would then be able to adjust and come back.
Despite a court order, construction in the park began at the end of February. The planned route has been controversial since it was first proposed 3 years ago. But park management believes it's found a compromise. The railway line will be elevated, built on 114 concrete pillars that range in height from 7 meters to 40 meters. With this, it's believed the animals will still be able to move freely.
In the end, only about half an acre total space will now have been taken up by the infrastructure. And therefore, the balance is to mitigate so that we do not have excess impacts that are negative. So that is the point. The point is not to stop development. Development and conservation will go together.
Development must happen within certain parameters. And in this case, for development to happen, we must put into consideration the social and environmental issues. We must factor in social and environmental issues, basically to ensure that development happens in a sustainable way.
The train will run through the park for nearly 6 kilometers. Construction is estimated to be completed in just over a year. Management says it won't affect tourism numbers either. More than 100,000 visitors are expected this year.
That is only a small section of part of the park, which is, to kind of like at the northeast, near East Gate. So that is a very small area in relation now to the park, which is accessed by the tourists.
China Road and Bridge Corporation say they will follow park management's instruction in order to limit the disruption to the flora and fauna. They've erected fences to protect the animals and limited their construction time. And after construction is complete, more than 30 acres of land will have to be rehabilitated. Vauldi, Carelse, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.